Hello everybody, welcome to another channel of mine, and in this channel we're gonna go through the progress of comics. Um, this series of comics is already in existence. It is not. We're not gonna take it from the beginning, like the creation of the comics, the characters, and everything else. This is the comics series that I created from my novels. The name of the novel is Moons of Rokar, right here. There are 3 at the moment, and 3 books. This is a 5-book series, and this is the first book. And, oops, second, I'm getting confused. Third, because of the camera angle. Anyway, so the 4th book is in editing, and as soon as it comes out of the editing, we're going to put that into the publishing process. Now, the focus of this channel is not the novels. The focus of this channel is the comics. This is the Moons of Rokar comics, and the series is, the name of the series is after Vu'una. If you wonder what Vu'una is, you're going to have to read the books, because anything else that I mention, like either the comics, and I also have another series, it is the audiobooks, and then I have children's series, which is Friends of Zaxar. Friends of Zaxar, which is this guy right here. Of course, he doesn't look like that in the children's books. In other words, the Moons of Rokar is a universe that I created. Now, this is the comic side. And the next section, I should say, not the next video, you're going to see how everything is created, but this is the prelude of the comics. Now, in the next video, I shouldn't say next video, next section, you will see how I came up with the characters, how I came up with the whole universe, the world, and this guy right here, and all these ladies, and this guy, and the weapons, and everything else, and why the name is Moons of Rokar. Now, let's dig in, shall we? Okay, welcome back everybody. Now, we are looking at the main characters. Let me put myself in here. This is a little packet that I prepared. I just wanted to show you the characters, and I wanted to explain how characters are related to each other, and I wanted to explain how I came up with the characters, because since I am using AI, people usually come back and say that the AI is not creative. However, this is the ethical use of AI, which I am showing you and teaching you how to use AI as an assistant, not to replace anybody else or creative anybody else. Let's start with the characters, and from here to here, this is Mira, this is Tadoka, this is Aresh, this is Shala, and this is Zaxar. Now, these are the main characters, and how did I come up with these characters? And again, the only reason why I'm explaining this to you is to show you the creative side of the author, and to show you that AI can only be used as an assistant instead of just typing up a few words. So, coming back to the characters and creation of the characters and the creation of the world and everything else. This is all imagination of the author. This is what I am teaching authors. Let's start with Mira and Shala right here. These 2 characters. Let's just do one of these numbers here. Put myself in here. These are the pages. Let's scroll down. Okay, so this is the girl. Let's make this a little smaller, shall we? There you go. She is the warrior. She's a warrior. She grew up in Rokar. And this girl right here, this is Mira. However, she grew up on Earth. And Mira and Shala are actually twins. So the story goes, you may ask, how did Mira get to Earth and Shala stayed on Rokar? Well, that all comes from the novels. As I said it at the beginning when I was introducing the novels, everything is based on the novels. Novels are the foundation of the universe, the Rokar universe. So those are the nitty-gritty. Without getting into the nitty-gritty and how Mira ended up in Earth and Shala grew up on Rokar, you're just going to have to accept these. And if you are very interested, then you're going to have to read the novels. So those are the two main characters of the novels. And this is Aresh. Aresh actually doesn't show in the novels. Aresh comes into the picture in the audiobooks. Believe it or not. And however, the people that he belongs to, Evots, they live on Rokar in the deserts, so he is an Evot. That's how everything is related to back and forth to the main novel and the audiobooks and also the comics. And this lady right here, her name is Tadoka. I'm going to explain how everybody is going to fit into the picture. She was a master and she graduated to grandmaster. She has two what we call machetes. So these are the main characters. Let's go back. Of course, we can't leave this guy right here. This is Zaxar. Zaxar is a very special, I'm not going to call it animal because I hate calling anything animal. Zaxar is a special being. He changes color. So this color right here that you see, I particularly put this color and this color. This is the warrior color, and when he's in a war. And this is the pretty color when he is in a steady state. And in between, I believe Zaxar has 6 colors that goes from one to another. He particularly is very special because he senses intent. In other words, when somebody's, I guess, before even he thinks what he's going to do, he senses his or her intent, and then he starts changing colors. And of course, that would be quite useful. Now let's go back to this image right here. Now, let me get myself out. Maybe here. Okay. Let's talk about the characters and how they are related. So, as I said, Mira and Shala, these two, they are twins. Tadoka is the master and the grandmaster, and this is Aresh. He's an Evot, and this is Zaxar. The way that they are related to, everything comes down to let's go back. This character right here. This is Master Xukar. So he is a very important character that I created in the novels, which you don't see in in any of other work of mine. And he is the one who actually kind of like a starter of Moons of Rokar. Very important character. Now the way that everybody is related to is, again, as I said, comes down to Master Xukar. Shala was she grew up as a warrior, as you can see. She grew up as a warrior on Rokar, and since I would say about 13, 14, Master Xukar was her master. He is the one who taught her fighting and thinking and behaving and everything else. Now, Mira grew up on Earth, believe it or not, the way that you're seeing here as a warrior. However, she went to a music school on Earth and Boston. Now, how did I come up with these characters? Let's go back to, again, the reason I am showing you these goes back to the creative side of the author and the story behind the characters, so that you will have an idea that this is not, as people claim, a few words into AI and came up with a bunch of characters. This is Mira, hand drawn. This one, and this is Shala. Let's just make this bigger. And again, as you can see, these are all very, very detailed characters that I explained in the novels. And these are the designs, some of the designs of the clothing. You can see this right here. This is actually a picture that I took off of internet. This is not my design. However, this one is, because at the beginning of the story in the novels you will see that Shala has a huge dragon tattoo, as per se, not a tattoo, but let's just call it a tattoo, on her side. Okay, and you see this right here, that is a katana that I own. I used to practice martial arts and also practiced swordship. So all these come from my life. Mira, this girl right here, is the daughter. Shala is the daughter. And let's go back to this. And that leaves this girl right here, Tadoka. Let's bring up the picture. Comes from this picture, who happens to be my wife when she was a model. So this is inspired by my wife. And you see the picture of her right here. I mean, you can actually see the resemblance when she was a model in her youth, let's say. I wasn't a model. I was not. I was too short for a model. Anyway, so this is how everything is created. And it brings us to this character and this character. Aresh is a EVOT. And if you read the novels, EVOTs are explained in detail. So I took the design of Aresh from the novels, not from family. And this is Zaxar. Again, same thing. It is in the novels, and it has a story, and there is a very important relationship between Zaxar and Shala, which we're going to get into in a second. Why am I explaining these to you? Because these are the basis for the comics. And of course, the main reason is nothing is 3 words typed into AI and came up with a bunch of characters. And let's talk about this right here. This is the red planet Rokar. This is Naruni. This is Aquash. Rokar has 2 moons and they are very important. So hence the name of the series, Moons of Rokar. So you're going to have to read the books. And of course, as you go along, like these right here, it explains the environment and ancient Rokar, and like this, here you go, another ancient Rokar. And this one is particularly important, and for the, let's do this, for the comics also, because everything starts there, which you will see. This is Wazai. This is the capital of Rokar, and this is the palace. Now, going back one more time, I am showing you how the world is created. Come on, right here. Shala and Mira are twin sisters, and they are actually the daughters of King and Queen. And King and Queen are not the absolute rulers, because they can step down anytime and anybody can become a king and queen. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because, again, these are not 3 to 4 words typed into the AI. These are the creative side of the author, and those are the social structure and the government structure of the world that I created. And having said that, Shala is a protector warrior. Now, all this, after all explaining all this, one more thing that I need to explain, so that then we are going to have to go into the second video. This is good enough for the first video. Let's go to the weapons. By the way, right here. This is Zaxar. He's changing colors. Just so that you know, this is a Dorex, the desert animal. This is how they travel in the deserts. Of course, the author, which is me, who is me, came up with all this. Now, all this also is important. This is Ukras. Ukras belongs to Mira. It's a special sword, and it is made by Tadoka, Grandmaster Tadoka. And of course, where it was made, how it was made, and you're going to have to read the stories to learn. The meaning of Ukras is peacemaker. And the reason why it's important is it sits here. You can't use it during the peaceful times, and nobody can lift it if you have bad intentions. So that goes back to Mira. If Mira has bad intentions with this sword, she couldn't lift it. However, since she has a clean mind, clean heart, and she always fights for the peace, she becomes one with this sword. It is important. And these are the swords for the protector warriors. Again, I sit down and design every single one of these. And this one belongs to, this sword belongs to Shala. You saw that sword in the hand-drawn picture. It is inspired from that and then created like this. This sword is used by Shala in the novels, and these are Shala's knives that she uses in the audiobooks. And this is the staff that belongs to Aresh, which brings us to these two weapons. By the way, any symbol that you see, all these symbols, I'm sure you're like noticing all these, and you can notice them here. They mean something. And again, you're going to have to read the books. These are the symbols that belong to Rokar, and Rokar has a flag and an emblem, and that's where all these are coming from. Now these, what I call machetes, these are Tadoka's machetes. She uses two, and she is the only master or grandmaster in the history of Rokar that used two machetes, and she was taught by if you remember Master Xukar, she is the only master that Master Xukar trained, and Shala is the last protector warrior that Grandmaster trained. Again, he is a very, very important figure in the novels. This is a veil cloth. We're gonna get to this. You're gonna learn about this in the comics. Now, all this was explained to you because everything is gonna become very clear once we start creating. That's the goal of this channel. You're gonna see me creating the. Let's take these back. You can see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5, and in this season there are 8 issues. We're up to the 6th, which we are going to start creating it. But you need to know all this before we start creating the 6th issue and then on. One thing that I want to bring to your attention, the last thing, see how clean they are? This is the first issue. Problem hasn't come to Rokar yet. Everybody's wearing nice clothes and all that stuff. Last issue. Battle scarf. Dirty. See, that's Tadoka versus this Tadoka. And she's getting like this Tadoka. And this, she's cleaner. And this one, she's the cleanest. That's the first issue. So, in other words, we're going to make a progress on the 6th. You're going to see. And we're going to design it together. I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.